Hi, Mari.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you. On what?
This is your third collaboration with Bradley Cooper. Is this thing on?
Oh, yes.
So, congratulations on that. And talk about how
Thank you.
different your collaboration is with him this time, the third time around.
What was it's is this thing on is a much smaller film. There was a lot of scope to A Star is Born on our first collaboration, our first film together, with the concerts and the Lady Gaga and the personality and sort of the world that we were portraying. And Maestro, of course, is like this epic tale of this very famous person and this icon and titan of pop culture in America. And this is more of a small, like this is about two people. It's just regular people. It's a very intimate movie. And so, I think it was a nice departure from Maestro. It was honestly it was being able to concentrate on something smaller and yet still make cinema. So I think the difference really is the scale and scope of it all, really, and being free to sort of there was a lot less pressure, I guess, to make this because we as a living person you could understand a person's plight in this world, and there's less to live up to when you're dealing with Leonard Bernstein, or you're dealing with um right rags to riches story in A Star is Born. There's a lot of there's so much pomp and circumstance to that, where this is more of a smaller story, so we were able to sort of be a little freer of all the
Mhm,
expectation.
mhm. You mentioned in one of your speeches, cinematography is not only style, but also empathy. Can you talk more about that?
Well, I think that it's really about storytelling. I think that what I mean by that, especially in Is This Thing On, is that the cinematography, meaning the camera and the light, and those choices that go into cinematography should not get in the way of the humanity. So, if you put that first, I think the cinematography succeeds by virtue of what's in camera or what's in front of the camera versus what the camera is doing. So, it's really about connecting with the purpose of the movie, really, or the story and the characters, and not making what I do or what cinematography is, you know, uh, too distracting, really.
Mhm. And you're also an actor here. You did your first stand-up comedy act here. I read that you even prepared for it on the set.
Well, the story is basically Bradley and I like to do a lot of shooting in pre-production, and we test by taking a camera and going out and then doing proof of concepts. Well, that's what we call it, actually, proof of concept. Like, okay, we want to do this. And Bradley was searching for language for the film. So when you look at the film, it's all handheld. It's all on one lens. It's on a 40 millimeter lens. That was all found in pre-production when we started to develop our framing. Bradley was really interested in a vertical frame. So he went to a 166 frame versus a 240 frame in A Star is Born, and a 4:3. Well, 4:3 is very vertical, but this is a different aspect ratio, different composition, different proscenium for the movie. And that was discovered during our proof of concept phase. And one day we're at the Comedy Cellar, and they tell us we can go inside. So Bradley wanted to get the camera inside. And he asked me he asked me right then, he's like, would you be willing to be one of the comedians that Will walks up to? And I say, what do you want me to do? He's like, just pretend that you've seen him before on stage and just start talking to him. I'm like, okay. So he liked it so much that he said that, you know what, if we're going to use that footage, we need you to be on stage again. I'm like, what? He's like, you need to just do a little bit of part. You need to be on stage. We'll shoot you on stage so that we can cut to that scene that we shot in prep. And I said, okay, fine. I'll do anything for the film. And they wrote some jokes for me, but what's in the movie actually I wrote myself. So Um, I'm just a angry, embittered comedian. Very easy for me to do.
So you found your inner comedian that day.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Making this movie, you can't help but be, like. when I did Black Swan, I was so interested in ballet and the world of choreography, and I was so inspired by Benjamin Malipier. And the same thing here, as working with some of the comedians that we had, just watching how they prepare and what they talk about when they're preparing to go on stage and talking about their material, writing their material. I mean, it's fascinating, really. So, I guess I just got caught up in it. But I think, when you're able to make a film about a subculture like comedy or ballet or, you know, musicianship and pop culture, you know, you learn a lot and you just become a sponge.
How was it bonding with Will Arnett and Laura Dern?
Laura Dern, I can't say enough about her. She's the most lovely actress, um, and person and soul that I've ever met. And Will is also a genuine, uh, good person. I mean, I was a big fan of his from BoJack Horseman. So I was, but I just like hearing his voice. It's so warm. It's like a very warm. It's like there's a microphone in front of him at all times, and he just like just being around people like that. And then and I honestly felt like both of them gave so much of themselves in the performance that they bring such an authenticity to the characters and ultimately the film, that I think the film works based on their performances, not necessarily anything anybody else did but them.
Mhm. And you're so busy. You also have two films that you did in New York, Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest and the Darren Aronofsky's Caught Steal.
Caught stealing, yeah.
Caught Stealing. So can you talk about each one of them? How was your experience with Spike Lee's movie and then Darren's movie?
I mean, to be quite honest, it's about a year ago, more than a year ago. It's gone by so fast. They're so far apart. It's like asking me how Requiem for a Dream was at this point. So, of course, I'm working with two collaborators that I love and hold dear to my career and my heart and as friends. So it's always a pleasure to work with them. Highest to Lowest was like, what could I say? It's like Denzel Washington, Spike Lee. It was just an opportunity, and Kara Kurosawa. So it was, you can't help but be very excited about that. And it was, obviously. What I love about working with Spike is that no matter what we're doing, he puts Spike Lee, and it's like it's a Spike Lee film. Like it can't be mistaken for anybody else's film. If you were flipping through Netflix or Apple or any streamer, or if you walk into a theater and happen to sit down and watch Highest to Lowest and didn't know who the director was, you would know who the director was based on the film. And I love being present for that. With Darren, I feel the same way. I mean, this film is a departure for him because it's a different material, and Darren was trying to make something more popular and fun. Ultimately, a fun movie going experience. So, and of course, he's one of my oldest friends in this business, and one of my oldest friends, period. So, working with him is an absolute joy. It's like, I wish I could do it more. And we had a great time doing it. And I think the craftsmanship of that film I'm very proud of. And most of it's because I just love working with him.
And you just recently moved to New York, and now you're doing two films in New York. So talk about having New York as a character in your movies.
Well, the story tells you what New York. And here's the thing about New York City. It's not just the skyline, it's not just the pizza. It's like there's many, many, many different stories in the city, just like there are in London, in Hong Kong, in Rome, in Manila. There are many, many stories within the city, and New York is no different, if not more intensified. So when I think about highest to lowest, you know, there are locations in highest to lowest in neighborhoods that we don't see in caught stealing, and there's neighborhoods and people and that we don't see in highest to lowest. And is this thing on as well? It comes from a different perspective. So in all three of those films shot in New York, they bring what I love about them as a triptych for me personally is that they show a different perspective of a city I love. So, they're indicative of how many different experiences are going on in that city at any given time and every minute.
So how do you manage your time? Like, well, one movie after another, and then, moving and doing a lot of stuff, personal stuff. How do you manage that?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's very difficult, actually. I mean, being the life of a cinematographer is not easy in terms of managing personal life. So, and anybody who's done this for a living, and all the people who've done this for a living, whether you're a cinematographer, a costume designer, a production designer, director, even actors, it's it's a different lifestyle.
Yes.
We're in the carnival, we're in the circus. So the life in between our actual lives are different than everybody else's. So how do I manage it? I don't know. I don't know. I wondered that myself.
Are you planning to take a break and going to the Philippines?
I'd like to go to the Philippines. I'd like to go back with my mother again, um, and my brother, possibly my kids. But no plans in no immediate plans. But taking a break, maybe a little bit. I'm wrapping something next week, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I
Yeah.
get a few weeks off, maybe a month.
Well, congratulations again. More power to you and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Janet. So nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
bye.